Today we'll be discussing a story about a CEO who turned a company that had underperformed the broader market by 36% over a 20-year period. From the time that he took the reins, they then outperformed the market by 4.1 times and became one of the global leaders within their category. It is a fascinating story. We'll talk about some of the insights and reflections learnt along the way. This is based on a framework from Jim Collins' seminal book, Good to Great. If you've read it, let us know, drop in a comment below. For context, we're just walking through Seville at the moment. We've left Barcelona now. It is 40 plus degrees, so it is a warm one to say the least. Trying out this new video style, so I hope you enjoy it. But we're going to be diving into Jim Collins' Good to Great book and one of the key concepts for it. Of course, this is not an overview into the actual book itself, but this is talking about one of the key concepts, and that is the concept of level 5 leadership. Level 5 leadership has to do with two core components. One is humility, but on the other side, that's balanced out by significant, unbeatable drive and a real focus and willingness to succeed. In Jim Collins' book, they analysed 1,000 plus companies over a number of years. There was a significant empirical study where they wanted to understand what turned companies from good to great. Not only were they looking at companies that made that transition and were able to make the switch, but they used companies with reference points within the same sector and other companies that maybe made the initial shift but were unable to maintain that for a sustainable period of time. One of the companies that they highlighted was Kimberly-Clark. Kimberly-Clark is a leading consumer paper-based company that I'm sure many people are familiar with now in the US. But initially, they were actually underperforming the market by 36% over a 20-year period when their new CEO, Darwin Smith, was appointed. Darwin Smith is described as a mild-mannered lawyer who was actually in-house, so promoted internally. And there's questions about whether he was capable. However, he took charge, and what he was able to deliver was a significant, remarkable result. Not only was he able to turn Kimberly-Clark into that leading consumer paper-based company, they outperformed a direct rival such as Procter & Gamble, and to give you that context, when they beat the market by 4.1 times over that 20-year period, they were also able to defeat significant leading names such as Coca-Cola, Hewlett-Packard, and 3M. And so when they asked Darwin Smith about his success at Kimberly-Clark, he answered in quite a poignant way. He stated that his only focus was he kept turning up each and every day and trying to become qualified for the job. It speaks to both the humble aspect of his personality, but also that drive that he had and that willingness to learn and to focus. There's a lot of implications and lessons for us all. Of course, on the investment side, it can be fascinating to think about which companies have potential level 5 leaders there. We're able to pair the humility with, of course, that drive. But when we're talking about humility in this context, it's not a meek or a weak fashion, and Jim Collins is at pains to point that out during his book. He speaks about it as being a humility that's focused on being selfless, rather than level 4 leadership, where success and glory may be more focused in a self-serving manner. So level 5 leadership, they're still driven, they're still incredibly ambitious, but that is channeled into success within the organisation or for the company itself, rather than being for individual glory or plaudits. And that's quite a fascinating shift in lens or in mindset itself. And there's a fantastic story for context that the book provides about Darwin Smith. Just 2 months into his appointment as CEO at Kimberly-Clark, he was diagnosed with nose and throat cancer. However, he reportedly stated to the board that he's not dead yet and that he wasn't planning on dying anytime soon. And so he continued on his role. He was given less than a year to live with that initial diagnosis. He actually survived for 25 years from that. He was traveling and commuting weekly for radiation therapy. However, he was able to continue to deliver, and it speaks to that real indomitable will and that passion to succeed. Often when we think about success, it's with great fanfare or grandiose excitement. However, sometimes it can be much more simple. It can just be turning up each and every day with a focus on learning, a willingness and an ability to recognise that we don't know it all, but that we want to be one step closer than we were the day before. And if we do that consistently over long periods of time, it can open up many doors for us. This is not so much a secret as it is a theory. Level 5 leadership has the ability to pertain to our life, our work, but also our individual and personal development. I'd love to know your thoughts on it all. Drop in a comment, let us know what you think about the new video style. As mentioned, we've just dropped For Investors, the second channel where we discuss all things markets and economics, so head over and subscribe, turn your bell notifications onto that one. We're into Seville now, we'll bring you plenty more videos in this style too. Hope you enjoyed the walkthrough. For now, stay well and happy investing.